We have an economy that's incredible. We have an economy that's so fragile. And the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did, what the Trump administration. It's just running off the fumes. And when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months, because I don't want to be Herbert Hoover.
Inflation throughout history has been used as a pernicious tax because it's like it's 1 degree removed. So people don't feel it directly. They sort of, and then the politicians will try to blame it on something else, but it's all about government spending.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids' books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto up. Also, we have stocks up. Now we have futures contracts ending today. And don't forget, CME is closed today also. We have the stock market and bond market closing early today. Now, this article states 13.6 billion Bitcoin options expire, which could pump Bitcoin. But we know 90% of the time, options pull Bitcoin back. But we do have the holiday here, and then also the weekend. We know we're the only game in town. And like I told you, Monday or Tuesday, I definitely see a pullback. And don't forget, CBOE on December 2nd launches their Bitcoin futures project. And that's tied to the spot Bitcoin ETF. So guys, we know the only thing they're doing is betting on the price. We know the casino is wide open. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. Right now, we have yield rates down. We have the dollar down. Also, volume in crypto right now down. We have Tether and USDC. And we have Tether moves 495 million USDT from its treasury to Binance. Also, we have Standard Charter and Zodia Markets believe U.S. stablecoin market could grow 10%. And we know it's going to grow a whole lot more than that because stablecoins are nothing but digital dollars. It is the foundation of this new digital economy. And then, guys, we have the Fed. Repo Wednesday was 169 billion, and we will get a repo today before markets close. And make sure you're pulling the repo on a daily basis during the week. We know that's how they manipulate yields. And then, guys, we have Europe's Coinbase users upset over the ending of yield in the USDC. And guys, we know that's all about the MICA rules and regulation in the United States is going to happen this year. And most likely they're going to copy off Europe because we know these rules are coming from the central banks. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Hong Kong Central Bank to subsidize companies issuing tokenized bonds. And remember, guys, everything is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And we have the ECB and the Central Bank of Norway sign an agreement for Norwegian krone payments to tips service. That's the instant payment settlement, just like we have the Fed now. So the central banks may have a different name, but they're all working on the same plan, and that's the fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Christine Lagarde has urged the EU not to retaliate but negotiate with Trump over tariffs. Says that a trade war will lead to global reduction of GDP. So what do we see, guys? That is setting up the narrative to pull markets back. It's been 2 years of pumping, and we know the NWO loves the number 3. It's time to pull markets back and build this fourth industrial revolution. So while the sheep are distracted, the NWO is running the money behind the back door. Remember, Elon Musk has already said there's going to be pain. Trump has already stated he's going to implement these tariffs. May not be as high, but the tariffs are definitely going into effect because they know people are going to be out of work. If you're out of work, a lot of people are not going to be paying federal income taxes. They need these income taxes from tariffs. And then on top of it, we know people are going to be getting free money sitting at home. I played that video of Mount Rushmore yesterday, and I didn't make a comment on it because I wanted to see how people would react. The fact is that the C word didn't care who you were. The metaverse doesn't care who you are. If you're asleep, you're going to fall for the devil's tricks. And part of that is the Hegelian dialectic and the divide and conquer. Evil is evil. And if you can't call it like you see it, there's definitely an issue. And if you took the time to study what happened, you know that was evil. Just like the Trail of Tears. In the Trail of Tears, majority of those people were black. If you go read the 1866 treaty, you understand. And all the truth about history is now right at your fingertips. And that's one of the main reasons why the NWO has the foot on the gas in order to get this fourth industrial revolution built and the sheep inside the metaverse. Because all you have to do is ask your phone what happened in 1930 with the Fed. When it comes to tariffs, when it comes to federal income taxes, it's going to tell you everything. Remember, there's nothing new under the sun. The NWO is just using the same playbook. So those who are not distracted, they don't fall for the tricks. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin spot ETFs up, Ethereum spot ETF slightly down after hitting a new high. Now we have Ethereum spot ETF beat the Bitcoin spot ETF for the last 4 trading days. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have Ton launches a Ton Teleport Bitcoin cross-chain bridge and allowing Bitcoin transfers to and from the blockchain as TGBTC in Telegram. And of course, that will allow liquidity, scalability, and trading plus DeFi. And of course, that's going to bring yield. And then lastly, guys, we have ultra short Bitcoin ETF offering 2 times inverse returns. Sees record volume. And we definitely know we're going to be getting a pullback. We do have some catalysts next month. And then we also have a lot of things that can pull us back next month. The first one to look at is the Fed. Then we have Microsoft deciding whether they're going to be adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet. And then we have a potential government shutdown and all the geopolitical events. Now, of course, in the first quarter next year, I tell you this every year, we always have a pullback the first quarter of the year. Last year, we had a pullback, but it only lasted for a while because Janet Yellen, of course, did the emergency and flooded the market with money. And we know Janet Yellen is out, and we know they're going to be cutting this deficit. So we're definitely going to be on a wild ride for these next 7 months. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.